Hello YouTube. I'd like to do something a little different today and give you guys a demo of the website and phone apps for a food delivery service that I've been working on over the last couple years. This is something that comes up all the time on Twitch. People ask what I'm doing with my life, and this inevitably comes up, and then they wanna know more. They want to see it. They want to know a little about it. So I'd like to give a quick demonstration of the product. And be able to point at this when people wanna know more information about it. As well, it'll probably be at least mildly entertaining to any of you guys who are just normal subscribers to the channel. So this is a food delivery service called Just to Go that I've been working on for 2 years. It's been in use now for almost a year, and we've had just over 3,200 orders. So nothing too fantastic, but it is functional. It's working. We've got iOS and Android apps as well out that are working well. So this is a food delivery service that is very similar to like Uber in the structure that employees work. Employees can start working whenever they'd like. They work as long as they want. They're not paid per hour. They're paid contractually per order that they accept. There's a $5 fee for the service. $4 of that goes directly to the deliverer plus whatever tip they get. And then $1 goes to run the service. So I'm going to go ahead and give a quick demo now of what this service looks like. We've got two little areas set up here. On the right side, we've got a little imitation phone set up. This is going to show the courier's point of view for going through the process of completing an order. And the left side over here, this is the typical web client that you're going to see as a customer. And we're going to do the customer's point of view on the left side. So to get started, let's take a quick look at the landing page. We got some delicious looking food. Steamy fries. We've got a little bit of instructions down here with some free emojis, giving some basic instructions on how you use the service. We've also got our hours and delivery range. This doesn't look fantastic, but it's pretty acceptable. We're going to go ahead and enter an address here to get an order started. We're going to do a dummy address in the middle of Corvallis. Alright. And because we don't have anyone currently working or currently delivering, we're going to get faced with a little sad face that says sorry, but no one's working right now. So we're going to switch roles from the left side to the right side here, and we're going to make a courier start doing deliveries. I'm going to go over here, click on the Deliver tab for my courier, and you can see that I've got a little shape overlaid on Google Maps. The first thing you do as a courier when you want to start working is you can go ahead and specify the region that you're willing to deliver in. So we've got this nice little shape set up. You can just drag it around to specify exactly where you're willing to travel for the day. It moves around easily. You can put it wherever you'd like. And if you screw it up enough, you can just reset it and get a nice big box to start with. So I'm just going to do a huge box here over Corvallis since I don't particularly care. But if this was a real courier, they would probably want to specify exactly where they're willing to travel. And that way they can set it up for wherever they're working for the day if they want to travel from town to town. Or they can specify whether they have a bike or a car, how far they're willing to travel. And this allows you to only get orders for vendors and customers that are within the bubble. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and click Start Delivering. And now in just a few seconds on the left side, this is going to change what the courier is, not the courier, but the customer is currently seeing. You can see we went from getting a little sad face to seeing all of the various vendors that are available to us based on who's currently working. So this is, I think, pretty much all of the menus that we have in the system right now. And they disappear when there's no one delivering to them or when they close for the night. As well, we've got an order here, or an option here for custom orders. So this can theoretically cover anything. We got a lot of orders for like McDonald's or Chipotle, 7-Eleven, things that aren't in the system. We can still get that done. The menus are pretty standard. It just looks like a normal paper menu. I think the fanciest one we have here is Roxy Dogs. We've got some beautiful hot dog photos that you could admire here. But pretty standard menu stuff, right? Just looks like a menu you'd see on a piece of paper outside of a vendor. Once you've selected a vendor that you've settled on and you'd like to put an order together for, you can start filling your cart with food. So I'm going to do a couple of hot dogs maybe, give them a couple toppings, maybe do some bacon, add some instructions, don't burn my dog. Okay. Let's do 2 hot dogs. This one's going to be plain. And then let's do like a drink and some dessert maybe. A cookie dog. That sounds good. Alright, so pretty standard stuff. Put together a cart for whatever you're interested in. And then once you're done with that, you go ahead and submit that cart. We've got a couple more things here to look at in the cart screen that are important. First, you've got delivery instructions. So if you have specific instructions for your delivery, then you can add them here. Things like knock 3 times or I will call the police. As well, we need contact information to contact you. And then your phone number too, so that we can call you if we have any issues. One more thing to note here. You've got an option to tip vendors if you'd like to. Right now it's just $1 tip. You can either toggle it on or off. But it's a nice little thing to be able to tip the vendors that we're delivering for. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and click purchase. That's going to get submitted. And now the server is going to chew on it for a second, and then it's going to start working on sending it out to any couriers who are available to complete the order. So in just a couple seconds here on the right side, we should see an order proposition come in. There we go. We get some nice noises to let us know that there's an order. As well, we're going to get push notifications on our phone. It's going to start vibrating, and it'll keep vibrating and making noise and giving us push notifications until we respond. So we have to either accept or decline this order. We can take a quick look and see what it is. Going to go ahead and accept it, obviously. Alright, and now once we've accepted the order, the app is going to go through the process of guiding us through the entire process of picking that order up and delivering it to the customer and collecting payment. As well, the customer gets live feedback on how the order is going with this little progress bar and some text telling them what stage the order's at. So the first thing that we'd like to do as a courier is we're going to want to call in the order so that when we arrive at the vendor, it's already ready to go and we can waste as little time as possible. So we've got all the order information here. We've got a lot of buttons here to help us out. We've got a call vendor button. We've got a change price button. You can change the price to whatever you'd like if you end up changing the order and need to change the price. You can text the customer or call the customer if there's issues placing the order, or you can cancel the order if it just goes to hell. So we're going to go ahead and say that we ordered this successfully. Now the next step of the delivery process is we're going to be getting Google Maps to give us instructions from our current location to the vendor that we're traveling to. Now this is updated live using real-time GPS information on the phone, so it makes it really, really easy to see where you are and where you need to go. Just follow the maps. Okay. Once you've arrived at the vendor, you click continue, and then now it's time to pick up the actual order from the vendor. So once again, we give them all the information that they need here to make sure the order is correct and to know the correct payment. Alright, once the order is picked up, we're going to go ahead and continue again. Alright, so now we're traveling from the vendor, or our current location, to the customer's house with our food in tow. So once again, we got Google Maps instructions getting us to the customer, which happens to be in the middle of a park for our dummy address. Once we've arrived there, you're going to go ahead and click continue. And then the final step we've got here is to collect the payment from the customer. So the way we're doing that currently is we're using Square. You click this open Square button and it pops up the Square app on your phone with order 2980 or whatever number copied into your clipboard so that you can just paste it in and then collect the payment from the customer. Once you've collected payment, Square contacts our servers, and the servers go ahead and automatically wrap up the order and get rid of it from the courier's point of view. We're not going to do that right now for the demo because there's no Square app on our phone, or sorry, on our the web browser here. Instead, we're just going to cancel the order. Before we do that, one more thing to note here probably is, well, two things. One, when the deliverer is ready to stop delivering, they can click this ready button and confirm that they're ready to stop delivering, and this grays out. So if you just want to like finish up the orders and not get any more for the night, then you can click that and stop delivering. Another thing to note is you can see that there's a little tab for this order. I've got it set up so that the number of orders that a courier can handle is variable. You could be juggling 3, 5 orders at a time. Whatever cap we want to put on you, you can have that many orders at once. And that actually has helped a lot with being able to just have a higher throughput on orders. Our deliverers can typically get about 3 orders done at the same time and still be able to get it done in a timely manner, still get the food to the customer hot and ready to go. So that's pretty much it. That's more or less the whole of the client, the phone app, and the web app. I've also got some tools out there for administrative stuff, things like looking at users, looking at the orders, modifying information there, that sort of thing. But I'm not gonna demo any of that for now. For any of you who are curious about the technical stuff behind this, I can go over that really quickly, not get too in-depth. But the whole web client is done using React Bootstrap. I'm using that to make it all work well on phones, as well as web and anything in between. It just scales well between all different sizes of screens. I'm using Cordova to do support for the phone apps for iOS and Android, so that way I can get all the native functionality I need for things like GPS, push notifications, audio. You can do a bunch of stuff with Cordova that prevents me from having to actually write out apps for iOS or Android. I basically use the web app and Cordova to make my apps for Android and iOS instead of having to write the thing 3 times, so that's pretty cool. So that's pretty much the front end, just mostly a lot of JavaScript, just a bunch of React code. The back end is a Node server that is using SQLite for a database behind everything, holding like user information, order information, that sort of thing. All of the various vendors that we have in the system are just plain old JSON files, so they're very easy to modify and add new ones. And I did that deliberately so that we can change menus really quickly if we need to. What else? I think that's about it, man. I think that's about enough words. It's a really cool service. I'm really excited about it. Like I said, we've already had about 3,200 orders, and it's working pretty well. I don't think that I'm going to be super successful from this. I don't expect to make a ton of money, but it looks good on a resume, and it's been a really, really fun experience. It's like probably the coolest project I've worked on, and I'm really happy with the results. It's really cool. As well, I have been looking into perhaps expanding into other areas. I set it up so that we can set up in potentially infinite locations at once and have it all just work. If we set up in 3 different cities tomorrow, then the whole system would function correctly. It would send out the correct orders to the correct deliverers in the correct locations. It would show the correct menus to customers based on their current location, etc. So this thing should be able to scale really easily if we can get the demand for it. As well, I have been talking to like local marijuana dispensaries in the Portland area in hopes that I can use this system to help them facilitate marijuana delivery. There's no reason that this should only do food. I can enter a menu for weed just as easily as I can enter a menu for food. And then the system is perfect for going about fulfilling those orders. So there may be some expansion into other realms. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's an exciting product. Happy to have worked on it. And happy to give you guys this demo. I hope that you found this a little bit enjoyable, a little bit interesting. And if you had any questions about the service, I hope this cleared it up. Thanks for watching, guys.